What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely going to want to check this one out, as it looks like the potential end of the Schumer sombrero shutdown is very near, as we're now getting word from the folks close to President Donald Trump that Chuck Schumer has been all in the ear of Speaker Mike Johnson begging for an out, guys, and I'm excited to get into this one. So we're not straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
Well, we're continuing to work very hard to try to reopen the government, Jesse, and we are now on day 21 of the government shutdown. Democrats have voted 11 straight times against the Republican-led clean continuing resolution to keep the government open. And it's quite peculiar because they voted for 13 times in the past for this exact same type of funding bill. As the president very clearly stated in the Oval Office today, he will gladly meet with Democrats to talk about health care or whatever other issue that they want to talk about. And by the way, it's the Democrats who created the broken health care system in this country through Obamacare that has led to rising premium and costs. It's this president, President Trump, who is taking on big pharma, who is cutting deals with them, who is working with insurance companies across the board to bring down the cost of healthcare in this country. But he's not going to have those conversations until Democrats simply vote to reopen the government. There are damning consequences every single day. Nearly 500,000 Americans are going without their paychecks right now. President wants to put people back to work, and he's calling on Senate Democrats to do the right thing, have a little bit of courage to stand up to their far left radical base and vote to reopen the government.
All right, folks, so that was White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt putting it in very plain English that President Donald Trump is more than willing to work out a deal with the Democrats, but first they have to reopen our government, release us from this hostage situation. And we also have President Donald Trump going on a statement in the Oval Office on Chuck Schumer and his willingness to reopen our government. I want you guys to check this out.
Schumer shot. He's shot. This poor guy, I feel sorry for him. I've known him for a long time, but he's I think he's mentally gone. He's been beat up by young, radical lunatics. And I think Chuck Schumer he's gonzo. I really do. I think he's probably not going to run. It shows that he's losing in every poll. Now, this is hard. You know, he wants to meet with me. It's sort of hard to meet with a guy after I make a statement like that, but I'm just giving the facts. I think Chuck is probably finished. I know some people, Democrats, that would be good. There's some good politicians and some, reasonable people. But I understand that they would not have a chance of, getting even the concept of holding the torch. They're not going to get it. But they have some people that I really believe they're low IQ people. They're stupid people. And they seem to be leading the party. So we'll see what happens. I'd love to meet with them. I just want them to open up the country first. The country is so hot right now. And they've never voted against, continuation. They've never voted against. They've never done that. They're doing this because they have Trump derangement syndrome. But I would love to meet. I would like to meet with both of them. But I set one little caveat. I will only meet if they let the country open. They have to let the country open. The people want to go back to work. They want to be served. They need the services of some people. And a lot of people need the money, the payroll. So I'll do it as soon as they open up the country. I'd like to meet.
So it sounds fairly simple what President Donald Trump is requesting of Chuck Schumer and the Dems to get the government reopened, and then they could strike a deal on the back end. But we've got Chuck Schumer still playing the tough guy and putting on the front for the media on his willingness to strike a deal with the Republicans. I want you guys to check this one out.
Why won't we take the deal? The bottom line is that's no deal. That's a partisan plan that leaves the American people high and dry. And they've asked us for 45 days and 45 days and 45 days. When they say another 45 days, later to them means never. We have to get them to the table and negotiate with us now.
Once again, we're seeing Senator Schumer attempting to put on this macho man tough guy act for the media, but we got Speaker Mike Johnson filling us in on a little secret of Chuck Schumer that he's been all in his ear begging for a shady backroom deal. I want you guys to see it.
So Republicans cannot and will not solve it in a backroom deal. Chuck Schumer has been suggesting that 4 leaders should go into a smoke-filled back room like they used to do in the old days and create this solution. It's not a possible thing to do. It was never appropriate. It's not possible to put on a continuing resolution because it's such a complex issue. Issues of this magnitude deserve deep thought and deliberation. That's how this system works here. And as soon as Chuck Schumer reopens the government, all of our members will have an opportunity to engage in the very important discussion of how to make Obamacare affordable. But we won't engage in Democrats' hostage taking, nor will we pay a ransom.
Wow, Speaker Mike Johnson airing out all the dirty laundry of Chuck Schumer, saying that he's been begging on his knees for a shady backroom deal, and it's just not going to come. The Republicans will pay no ransom to the Democratic Party, and this is what I voted for. Meanwhile, we've got Hakeem Jeffries at Dollar Store Obama going on a rant about President Trump being quote-unquote unpresidential, unhinged, unpatriotic, and un-American throughout this entire process of the government being shut down, and then had the nerve to lie about the ballroom renovations inside the White House. Guys, take a look at this.
Donald Trump has spent more time on the golf course than he has in talking to Democrats on Capitol Hill to reopen the government, to enact a spending agreement that's bipartisan, and to address the Republican health care crisis. His behavior, unpresidential, unhinged, unpatriotic, un-American, throughout this process, speaks for itself and makes clear that Republicans shut the government down and have had zero interest in opening it up. The Republican health care crisis grows worse by the day, and yet Republicans remain on vacation for the 4th consecutive week. Donald Trump is once again preparing to fly out of the country. The East Wing of the White House is being demolished so that Donald Trump can construct a ballroom where he will be celebrated like a king. And at the same time, Trump is trying to rob taxpayers of $230 million to continue to line his pockets.
Oh, boo-hoo. Cry me a river, Hakeem Jeffries. I mean, this guy does not stop lying. Every time he opens his mouth, it's nothing but lies. Now he's going on trying to gaslight the public to believe that tax dollars are actually going to the White House ballroom renovations, when we all know that this is private donors that have contributed to these renovations. Give it a break. I don't know if he understands that folks are fed up with the lies and the hypocrisy coming from these loonies on the left. And I just want to show you, it's not just me saying this. I got a Democratic TSA agent that went on MSNBC and begged his party to actually do their jobs on Capitol Hill.
Their message is to do their jobs on Capitol Hill, which is fund the government, keep it open, just like we come to work every day. We take an oath to protect and uphold the Constitution. They should be doing the same. We don't want to get involved in a political component. We're tired of being political pawns on a chessboard for either party to be used as pawns.
What do you think of what the Democrats are arguing, which is that they need to keep going on this because they have to get health care subsidies extended? They're gonna run out, and they need folks to get this money. Bernie Sanders says 50,000 people a year could die if they lose access to health care.
Yeah, well, that's for political negotiators to negotiate, and for them to negotiate, I think they've made their point. So it's time for them to return to the bargaining table, address these issues, but passing a continuing resolution is the opinion of the union, and allow folks to address these issues as they should. This partisanship doesn't work out well for the frontline federal workforce across the country.
Johnny Jones, really good to have you. Thank you for joining us today, and I'm sorry your members are going through this.
Once again, we're seeing the Democratic Party is in a full shambolic state. Their party is crumbling. Even their supporters are saying, hey, bring us back to work. You'll get your deal on the back end. But right now, just reopen the government. And it's getting even worse. I want you guys to see that even the Democratic constituents, like Senator John Fetterman, is calling them out once again, saying, you know, you guys need to get at it. You guys need to make a deal. Stop trying to put out these lies and gaslight folks to believe that this is actually somehow President Donald Trump's fault. Get off your behinds and do something about it.
Hi, here we are, and our government remains closed. And I think that's failure. and I'm the guy that's going to consistently vote for country over party. I'm always going to vote for paying our military over the party. I'm always going to vote for paying the Capitol Police over my party. And I'm going to continue to fight for the 2 million Pennsylvanians that depend on SNAP to feed themselves. And I'm also going to fight for the same 400,020 Pennsylvanians that depend on those tax credits to make health insurance more affordable. Two things are true, and now we can fight for all of them as long as our government is open. My vote is going to remain firmly on keeping our government open, and I'm going to continue to fight for all of those Pennsylvanians that I'm honored to represent here.
Come on now, folks. You know it's bad when even their own party members and constituents are calling them out saying, hey, this is not the right move to make. Quit your bullying tactics and holding our government hostage and do something. And I just want to show you guys from the words of Chuck Schumer saying that this is not government by democracy here that we're seeing. This is government by bullying. A little flashback to an Obama era Chuck Schumer during a potential government shutdown. Words straight from Chuck Schumer. He is calling out his own party right here. He knows it's wrong.
The issue is 1 million people who have to feed their children, who have to feed. They're innocent.
Okay.
Why does Tom Price and the people like him say, I am not going to feed you, I am not going to give you a paycheck unless Congress and the president does it my way on Obamacare?
Well,
I have never, this is not government by democracy. This is government by bullying. And you know, I'm from Brooklyn. You give in to a bully once, they'll ask for more and more and more.
Right there, Chuck Schumer saying it out of his own mouth. This is not government by democracy. This is government by bullying that we're seeing here. And if it applied back then, Chuck Schumer definitely knows that it applies now. And if you guys needed any more proof to believe that this was a Democrat-caused shutdown, here's all the proof that you should need right here. Just check this one out from Speaker Mike Johnson.
I will tell you that the best evidence I have for you this morning, so that you know that the Democrats caused this shutdown, is because if the Republicans were responsible for this shutdown, that would lead the news in every mainstream media outlet every single night. It would be top fold of every newspaper on the front page every single day. Some of the mainstream media outlets aren't even covering it right now. Why? Because they're trying to give cover to the Democrats who have caused this. I mean, look, everybody knows the facts. The American people are not stupid. And we're in here every day appealing to their common sense and relaying the facts. And thankfully, those facts are saturated.
And that right there is just the fact of the matter. We know that if this was actually a Trump-led or Republican shutdown, it would be the headline on every left-wing mainstream media outlet. And that's not the case because they're continuing to cover up for these Dems that are not doing their job. Now, we already know this has the internet in a full frenzy. And I just want to check in on some of the perspectives from folks on X. And we're going to start off here with our friend Zero Hour here on X, tweeting out saying that Chuck Schumer is now begging Mike Johnson for an out. What did I tell you guys? He says EBT has been cut off, or EBT being cut off will ruin the Democratic Party if they keep going. We already know a lot of their supporters rely on EBT, SNAP, or food stamps to feed their families, and we know that's going to be cut off very soon if this shutdown doesn't end. It has to end. I mean, I don't understand that I don't think they understand the magnitude of what they're doing right now. Their party is like crumbling right before our eyes, and they don't even know it. They act like they don't know it. And then 0 Hour concludes his tweet saying the game of chicken has been lost, and the Dems have lost everything that they were fighting for, and they're losing support by the minute. And next up, we got Hunter Eagleman here tweeting out saying, wow, Democrats are now saying they will not pass a bill funding our U.S. troops during the shutdown because it would, quote, give President Trump leverage. So they care more about politics and President Donald Trump. That's, again, that Trump derangement syndrome, than making sure the men and women that are protecting our serving our country are paid. Oh my, give me a break. And Hunter Eagleman concludes his tweet saying that this is the current Democratic Party. I mean, they are falling in on themselves. Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness. Talk about a failing party. What we're seeing with the Democrats, these loonies on the left are absolutely losing it now, seeing that this Schumer sombrero shutdown is hurting the Dems way more than it's hurting all the conservatives and folks that voted for President Donald Trump. And I'm so happy that we've gotten to this point. You know, President Donald Trump down, the Republicans are not going to bend the knee to the demands of these loonies on the left, because we can't forget what's at stake right here. I mean, this is $1.5 trillion that we're talking about on the table to fund free healthcare for illegals and all these international projects, stuff that does not have we don't have any business being a part of. But again, they want to ship our dollars off to these foreign countries, then funnel it right back into their pockets. It's not going to happen. And it seems as if Senator Chuck Schumer he's understanding that now. He's got that loud and clear. He's been begging Mike Johnson for a way to end this thing. Hopefully we see that very soon, guys. But definitely hop in the comment section. Comments are open, and I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, we'll catch you guys on the next week.